Welcome to the Fund Your Passion podcast with me, Amanda Stretton, and founder Darren Selig. Hey, Darren.
How are you, Amanda?
Good, thanks. Long time no see.
Yes, it's this morning.
And today, well, this afternoon, we have come to the Supercar Driver HQ. Very excited about this one. Talking to another founder. This is a founder's
Best title in the world.
Yep.
Yeah. Because nobody can ever take that one away from you.
No. Jonty may try, but founder Adam Thorby.
Yeah.
And Jonty, what are we going to call you? What's your job title?
I've got no
for
idea.
this?
There's lots of names for me.
Jonty's good.
We'll call you Jonty.
Go with that.
Jonty Wydell. And we're going to be talking about, well, I mean, this is the original passion project, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah,
And welcome
and-
to Sheffield.
Thanks. First time.
I know. We've been trying to get this in for a while, haven't we?
Yes. We have. It's suitably miserable outside. It's
is.
just what I thought Sheffield would be like. No disrespect to Sheffield.
Shocking.
But anyway, the M1 was great.
I spent 4 years at Sheffield at university. Yeah, the sun does come out.
Does it?
Occasionally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, just tell me, explain
Yes.
Supercar Driver. What is it? Why did you start it?
Well, in its simplest form, it's just a reason to drive. I mean, and that's probably what we've always been true to, isn't it? Just giving people a reason to get out in their cars and drive. And it is evolved, obviously. Now it's a members club for owners of supercars and got national membership, but that is the sort of core principle. And like you've just said there, Darren, about the roads, I think that's why it started. And me and Jonty were talking about this earlier. And it began from having those great roads on our doorstep, getting people together early on a Sunday morning, meeting in Tesco car park and going for a drive. That's kind of
The beginning.
forms. Yeah, just that.
And 10 years.
Yeah, probably longer. It was 2009 we did the first
Right.
ones. I think that's when I met Jonty.
Yeah.
Jonty came to my first. Jonty came to my first ever event.
Never left.
In a Toyota MR2.
And so how did you promote it then?
Ooh, that's a good car.
How
We're
did you sort of
355.
spread the word?
Sorry, it was a 355 Spider.
Even better.
How did we
not
spread the
MX-5.
word? I was doing property at the time, right? And I would I'd manage offices and industrial estates, and a lot of my tenants would have cars. And you know, it's like as soon as you meet someone with a shared passion, you could just sort of get on. And so I would start to invite some of these people, thinking, right, okay, he's got a Porsche, he's got a Ferrari, right? I've got a few cars here. Let's go to a pub and meet in the pub car park. And then I found a thing called Piston Heads as well, and posted some meets on there back in the day. And it just kind of evolved, didn't it? And that's where Jonty.
And then you
found me.
also started putting these god-awful flyers on
Yeah, I
people's
did. Yeah,
cars.
horrendous flyers. Yeah, yeah. So I got these like little flyers made, and we've got them actually. I should have got one out, but yeah, they're awful. And just used to put them on people's flyers.
Did it work?
Yeah, actually did.
yeah.
But success rate was probably 5%.
That's
But-
dedication.
But there wasn't social media, was there? That wasn't
No.
the thing.
No.
And it was paper, and it was chatting to people, and it was a bit of online forums, and then you suddenly built a bit of a critical mass. But back then we had all sorts, didn't we? We had M3, E30 M3s, we had kind of TVRs, we had Nissan
Supercar
GTRs,
in the loosest of
M3s.
sense.
Like we've obviously got more strict
Enthusiast
as time moves
cars.
on.
That's the one.
So it's kind of Sheffield supercars.
Yeah,
It was the cars that were around in your immediate
Yeah, so
vicinity
I was at uni, and it was Sheffield as well as
Were you?
And
They did say.
I went to the other
But
one.
not in 1987, right?
No, I went to the other one as well. I didn't go to the posh one like you.
Yes, Mappin Street. I was there
Wasn't that
at
intelligent.
the engineering faculty.
Did you do engineering?
Yes, I'm a Master of Engineering, didn't you know?
Wow.
That's disgraceful. Yes, I'm a Master of Engineering. I'm also a Chartered Accountant. We can move on now.
Wow.
They
Yeah.
were-
So what did you do at
Yeah.
Hallam then?
Business property management. I
Okay.
always thought that I'd be able to make money in property and buy cars. That was always the kind of like, that's the only way I'm going to become wealthy. And that's the only way I can have cars. And everything, like we talked about it earlier, anything was always about being around or having cars. Like, that was all that mattered.
That was the main
yeah.
focus for
So
like,
what
me
can
as
we
well.
do to allow that to happen?
And so what were you doing before you met him?
I was a proper Sheffield lad. I worked in steelworks.
Did you?
Yeah.
And did you have a passion for cars as well?
Yeah.
Starting from
and it
where?
was, I'd sort of met Adam at this first event, and I decided to go a different way to what he'd actually set out for this route, and I think I slightly ruined it probably, but by leading some cars the wrong way, but it worked out.
That's right, my car broke down, didn't it? I had that Caterham and the throttle snapped. But it was February, and it was in the Peak District, so it's February 2019.
Yeah, not the best.
Sorry, 2009.
Yeah.
February 2009.
But then we
you
sort of
took everyone the
stayed
wrong
in
way.
touch after that and just became mates, and anything that came up where I remember the day that we just got in the 355 and went down to Silverstone because we
We
knew there
didn't
was a
make it
track
back
there.
though, did we?
No, we did.
No,
we
we
did
didn't.
that time.
It broke down, I think.
Did it
No,
as
that
well?
was it. That was
Yeah.
that was some of the other times.
But anyway, we're digressing.
This is a test of a great friendship, and yeah.
A lot of people say we're like a married couple, to be honest. So
We do argue a lot.
yeah, we do. Yeah.
Really? You're
That's why we
you're
put
definitely a
you-
married
Comment
couple.
below.
We're very different, but I think sometimes it actually works quite well because he might come up with an idea and I'll think it's terrible, and we'll argue it out. He'll generally win and get his own
There's got to
way.
be some benefits,
But-
isn't there? I was at uni in Sheffield, and it was about 2004, something like that, and there were loads of great cars around. So there's this place called Ecky Road, you know Ecky
Yeah.
Road, yeah. There'd always be loads of great cars, and that's where I used to sort of think, okay, we should just do a meet. We should just do our meet. So that's all it was really, start doing a meet, and it was called Sheffield Supercar Sundays.
So that was in 2009, and then Supercar Driver was officially born in 2010.
It was 18th of October 2010. It was incorporated. Yeah, because it's like you just remember your birthday, don't you?
Well, I remember my birthday, but I don't remember when my
Yeah,
company
but
was
that's like
incorporated.
it's like one of the. It's like a baby, isn't it? It's like your baby. It's like
That
one of
is
your
it.
kids. So.
Yeah.
But yeah,
No.
yeah,
But, okay. Yeah.
yeah. I remember.
You remember? That's good.
yeah.
18th of October. I'll remember.
But
that
it
now.
came about because there was another chap involved, and he was doing events in Manchester under the name of Supercar Driver. I was doing my own stuff, and then we collaborated. We got together, and then we set up SCD or Supercar Driver as a limited company, and off we went.
So what, apart from the meets then that you used to have then, I mean, you still organise meets, but what else is it that you do? Because I mean, I know you go on the most amazing tours as well.
I mean, that's Jonty.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose it's like going back to this thing where we were both just really passionate about cars, and for the tours, it's more a case of thinking, right, if we had one of these cars, if we could afford the sort of cars that our members have, what would we love to do with them? And it is just get out, drive them on the best possible roads where you can sort of be left alone and enjoy them. So we do head out to places which are as quiet as they can possibly be, like either in the UK or abroad, and we'll just find the best roads to take these cars on, have the nice hotels, and it is sort of bucket list trips that you know we still do them, and even though like we've been doing some of these tours for a number of years, some of them are the same tours, like the Alps tour we do every year, and even then we get to the end of it, it's like wow, you know, it's still amazing. There's one day at the end of the Alps tour, we head right from the middle of the Alps down on several passes and end in Monaco. And it's been a great morning. You stop for lunch, and then the afternoon is one of them that
It's
just
like 9
blows your
hours, isn't it?
socks
It's
off.
9 hours
Yeah.
of driving. It's actually dangerous. How much driving
Yeah,
there is.
You
but
get
if
to
you're
Monaco
knackered, you're
and
ready.
you think, yeah, let's go out party, but actually,
But I think like
damage.
we
Jonty
still
was-
do. But
like you're saying there about having that freedom to kind of do what we want to, like what we think people want to do with their cars is actually really cool. Being able to just go, right, what should we do? What do you think people want to do?
Do you ask your members?
No, but we kind of have we kind of know. I think we know now. We do
Yeah.
know. But
They
one
keep
thing,
coming back, right? So-
one thing we were chatting about literally a couple of weeks ago was that actually we've seen a shift in what people want to do with their cars. Like I've said to you earlier, it's not necessarily getting up at 6 in the morning and going for a hoon. It's more of a lifestyle now, more of what else, and the
Do you
social.
think that's because people are, I mean, so you were talking a minute ago about the people who could afford these cars. Do you think it's because these people have obviously worked hard, they now want to enjoy their cars at leisure rather than getting up super early? Do you think it's sort of the
Yeah,
demographic?
and there's
of-
definitely less you can do with your car now than probably 10 years ago, like say dash cams, etc. There's just less, and less of an opportunity to really, and they're a lot faster now than they were 10 years ago. The cars on the road, you can't use all the performance, whereas some of the stuff back here, like the 997 GT3, you can drive it and have a great time and not be getting yourself in much
Into
trouble.
too much trouble.
supercars
Yeah.
from the 90s, you can you've really got to work at that to make it go quick.
Yeah.
So I think there has definitely been a bit of a shift about what people want to do.
Could you have imagined 10, 11 years ago when you met in the Tesco's car park that this is where you were going to be and doing tours not only across the UK and in the UK, but going abroad, doing this sort of
No
experience?
chance.
No.
No, like we said about it, like tell the 16-year-old Adam this is what you'll do when you're nearly 40, and it's like, wow, no, you wouldn't even begin to imagine. No, not at all. But actually, if I put myself back into 2009, it felt like we're onto something. Just there was something, kind of a burning thing inside of me that I felt like we were onto something here, and the demand was there, and there wasn't really anyone doing what we were doing, and it was like all the motivation you could ever want. Having that that feeling, you know, like this could be a job. Oh my God, this could be a job. So 2013, I went full time, and that's when I met Riyadh as well. And he's been with us 10 years this year, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, for our sins.
Riyadh's behind the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. Darren, have you ever gone on a tour like that?
No,
Would you like to?
definitely. Are you inviting me?
Well, yeah, maybe we should.
We should definitely do it. It would be really good to experience. I might need to get a car.
Well, I reckon I know where you might be able to get on
Do you
finance.
think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Let me know.
But yeah, I will. You need to decide what you're going to buy.
That is the problem.
get the right
That is the
car.
problem, and would need some advice on what's a great car.
Well, Jonty,
Can't you
what
just
take on a tour?
Can't you just acquire one of the cars that's probably already owned by you partly?
Well,
Because we might have got one.
There might be a few around. But what's
what would you say
what's
to-
the best experience? Sorry, I'm interrupting.
No,
I'm
you
sorry.
go, no, go.
But, you know, if I was in theory to come on with these tours, what
Yeah.
do you recommend cars to people for the best experience? Or
For
different
there
places,
has been
like-
cases where someone might say, "Oh yeah, I'm thinking about bringing this car on this tour."
Like an Aventador to Scotland.
Yeah, and in most cases we will probably say, "No, that's not a
That's
bad
not-
idea."
Not a good idea.
Not a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, should I say? Because some of the roads are just not ideal for the wider flat
Yeah.
type supercar. You wouldn't want to take an Aventador up the Stelvio.
No.
No way. But a Porsche GT product, yeah, great, perfect.
We do talk about the perfect tour car though, and it is that kind of 675 LT, GT3, GT3 RS, 488, that kind of thing.
765 LT.
I think you'd just be broken by the end of it. It's just
Yeah,
so fast.
just
I think
too
you'd
late.
need
It's
to
very
like
fast,
you'd need to reprogram your brain each night because they're so fast.
Yeah.
Like
I
there's
don't think
a-
you'd have as much fun in
No.
that either because it's too capable. You're not having to do
Yeah.
as much.
Yeah.
Like
So all the
bonkers
electronics
fast.
in the cars are controlling it. That's
Yeah,
the problem,
yeah.
isn't it?
Darren, they're going down the Porsche route again.
I know. I was.
You should just get a GT3, 991.2 GT3 PDK. That's probably the ultimate
spot.
tour car. You've got luggage.
So
you've got room for
if
luggage.
JBR Capital were to get a marketing car for
Yes.
such a pit, that's what you recommend.
Yes, and then you should
GT3.
book on the Tour de Alps or the Dolomites and come and enjoy
We
the
go
car.
on with the sunshine and nice hotels. I like the
Yeah,
idea.
that's
Yeah.
all that
That's
is.
it,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
That's it.
you heard it here first. We're on that tour.
I'll drive.
Yeah.
You can navigate.
Don't you trust my driving? Well, you are the you are the trained
We're gonna have a
driver, I
domestic
guess.
here, I
That's
Makes
fair
a change.
enough.
They're like a
That's
married
me
couple.
told.
Oh, no, yeah.
That's me told. I'll just look at the maps.
Is that all right?
Yeah,
You
sure.
can do a bit.
I'll bring the sandwiches.
It's fully catered. You're fine.
Is
No,
it?
those
Oh,
the
yeah, yeah.
sandwiches are for
Everything
snacks.
is sorted.
You
Gotta
need
have
to have
snacks.
snacks.
You don't need
You
snacks.
need snacks
Honestly,
on the
we're-
jet. No, you do.
You have
On every
three-course
journey,
meals
you
at
have to
lunch.
have
You
Yeah,
definitely
we-
don't need
Really?
snacks.
we
Yeah.
usually have
Snacks.
complaints that there's too much food. So
Actually, had someone
everything's-
on that tour at the Alps a
Really?
couple of years ago. Someone was sick after they had a 3-tour lunch, and then they were sick because they'd
There
seen
were a
too much.
passenger in a 918 with someone that.
No, it wasn't that
It
one.
wasn't so
Or is this
sweet.
another
It
one?
was the Pista, silver Pista. He
the
pulled
Pista
over
as
and his,
well. Oh, that
yeah,
was-
he felt
no.
queasy. But we just had
The
like
Pista is a good car.
yeah, Pista
I
would be a
like
great
Pistas.
tour
Yeah.
car. Yeah,
That's a great car to take.
would.
It's got lovely stripes
okay,
at the front. I like
that.
that.
I'm really on board with.
it's about
Pista.
time
Yeah.
you.
All right, we'll go for Pista.
The boots are not very good, but that's fine. We've got a luggage van.
Perfect.
Yeah. What do you need?
You literally turn up
Sunglasses?
with your car and your luggage, and then
I
everything else
travel
is
light.
sorted.
It's just me I need to worry about this, you know. Anyway, we're going off piste again.
Okay, we are.
Off Pista.
So you've got the
Pista.
tours, which are obviously
Yes.
wonderful. They make up a huge part of your calendar as well.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
Fair bit.
Okay.
There's- and
All right.
there's-
I'm just leading into stuff.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry.
But also secret meet.
Yep.
Now that's grown as well,
It
hasn't
has.
it?
Yeah, we did the first one in 2011, which was just a meet-up. It was actually a meet-up at Donington. Met 100 cars, 150 cars met at Donington. We drove to the Ferrari garage in Nottingham and just did a kind of a meet. It was still cool and they were great cars, but it has evolved. And
Because
then
it's now bonkers.
now bonkers.
Yeah.
But then there's that bit in
totally.
between as well that people probably don't remember, but it's all the big photos we used to do at Bruntingthorpe,
Yeah.
the big jet,
Yeah.
and they were quite
They
cool.
were very cool.
And
Very
people,
cool.
and people loved them, but eventually people were sort of going, can we do something where we can drive? Can we do something dynamic?
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of faffing around, isn't it, to get everyone positioned on a runway and
Yeah.
make it look okay, and then not be able to go and down up and down the
It
runway.
wasn't as much of an event for the people that turned up to it. I don't.
It was a
think.
great.
No.
It was a great
Problem.
marketing
Great-
for
Yeah,
us.
great
Visual,
for,
yeah.
great for
visually.
us, but I
Yeah.
think people could see that.
So that ran its
we
course.
were benefiting most.
Now
out
that
of
it's
that.
sort of dynamic on the track at Donington,
Oh, it's just like
totally different.
it's levels. I mean, it's and we've kind of got ourselves in a bit of a pickle here because every year it needs to get better and better. I mean, this year is definitely going to be better than previous, but it's like, where do you start to go from this? yeah, it's going to be quite interesting. But something we talked about, Jonty and I were reminiscing earlier about. Do you remember Ferrari did the F40 gathering at Silverstone, 60th I think it was. There's 60 F40s, and it was really cool. And I stood in the sidelines. It was probably early 2000s, and then last year we did what we do, and that was.
Oh, that was mad. That was a moment for me.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
Was it
same, yeah.
like 23?
It's about 23 F40s and
yeah.
about 40 odd F cars, but just seeing them all together. But going back to earlier, when you say you've got that freedom to be able to do what we want.
Yeah.
So we sat in the office and said, let's do 35 F40s for 35 years of F40. And then I think it was Jake or someone else piped up and said, no, let's do 75 F cars for 75 years of Ferrari. And it's like, my God,
That's
we could do that.
punchy,
and,
yeah.
Yeah, and we didn't quite get there, but we got close. But it's just cool to be able to have that discussion and then go and actually make it happen.
Yeah.
Like phone a friend who's got a Ferrari. Do you want to come down with
Yeah.
your F40 or F50?
Well, that's the thing, on that
Enzo?
quest of trying to find 75, I think we found 150 actually of the owners in the UK with those cars that just weren't all free. But it's mad how many of those kind of cars are in the UK.
Yeah. So what are the big standout moments for you that you've accomplished or that you sort of look back on now?
Drove an F40
Yeah.
LM round.
That was.
There we go.
I was going to not mention that.
I seem to remember you were actually meant to be with me at round then, and you just
Apparently,
you got in. You were like, yeah, no,
See you in a bit.
that must have not been communicated to me.
no.
Yeah. I don't, there's too many. There's been that many.
Come on, don't sit on the fence.
No, I'm actually struggling.
Okay, well I've got one, and it's when we go to Red Arrows. We used to do events at Red Arrows base at RAF Scampton. The first year, I think it was 2015, 2016, and they just let us play on the track. Well, sort of it's not really a circuit, but it was the kind of perimeter road around the airfield. And there were like all the planes there. They weren't flying, but there was a pilot, a bunch of the Blues, and it was just cool because Red Arrows are this kind of national treasure. And then we were suddenly behind the scenes and with 250 members, and there was that Road Legal FXX, and Guy Martin came and drove that round the track, and we did this video.
Like an absolute
and it's got 5 million views on YouTube, this video, and it's amazing to see him razzing it round. And there was like no health and safety. It's when you think back to it, it was crazy, but that was a kind of a real kind of highlight.
Wow, yeah, a real wow
yeah.
moment.
Yeah, it's just cool.
Jonty, have you thought of anything? No. Okay, well we'll come back to you at the end.
What about the M6 toll? We used to close.
Oh yeah.
M6
cool.
Toll
Yeah.
doesn't sound very exciting.
Yeah,
But it was.
£5
yeah,
ago.
it actually was.
It actually was, yeah.
What year was that? That's going back.
2014.
Again, I think it was
2014,
one of these things. It wouldn't happen now, but that got closed off for a charity do that we were
We didn't
doing.
quite close it off. The police were there.
They held the
police.
cars back at the.
No, but it wasn't that. But they did like a briefing at. So we did a charity event. Where we give some money to the air ambulance.
Okay.
They will close the M6 toll, and the police said, "We're going to stay here. See you in a bit, but you won't see anyone."
There's no other police that's
Yeah.
on duty on this stretch, if you know what I mean.
Really?
Oh, so
And
yeah.
there was someone there in an Enzo.
Really?
Yes. And
my favourite car.
he used the Enzo.
Did he?
Yeah, he did. But
Properly?
Yeah.
it's
How,
just-
do you know how, are we allowed to put numbers on how properly he used it?
no,
No,
No.
probably
no,
not.
I wouldn't
No.
want to. No.
You
But
wouldn't want to
he's-
guess.
No.
You weren't there.
What was the top speed? But no, it's just cool because that wouldn't happen. That wouldn't happen now. But it's just a great thing to have been able to do, and we did it a couple of years running. Air ambulance got off tens of thousands of pounds, and
Amazing.
we got to play on
Yeah,
M6
that
toll.
was.
But there are too many things when you think back to it. We probably do since 2015. We've been doing 50 to 100 events a year, and then try and tot them all up. So it is hard to pick a.
And how have you seen the membership change over the 10 years? Obviously different from when you very first started in Tesco's car park, but
it's changed with price point. It was 40 quid a year, 160, 250, 350. Now it's 399. So each time we've put the price up.
If only you had a finance company that would pay the membership.
as
for-
well.
If only, yeah.
If only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we had
Does
9.
that come with your finance?
Yeah, well, we had 19 people
Yeah.
redeem that last year. Actually, 19
but
members that
that's for the-
financed the
unless it-
JBR got their membership
Yeah.
paid. So that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, right?
That is very cool. God, it's
Maybe I
good
should.
enough reason
Maybe I
to...
should get a membership.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just get a car first.
And a pista. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I'm on that pista. I've got it in my head. What colour should we go for? Colour's important.
Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't go for red, to be honest.
No, I wouldn't go
Yeah.
for red either. I wouldn't go for yellow.
Quite like
either. We had
blue.
that conversation.
like-
I was going to say blue.
Yeah, I like Tour de France blue. That's quite nice.
Was that? I can't remember what blue it is now. I should know this.
Yeah,
Don't
you really
worry, we'll
should.
come back to you.
Oh.
We're going
It's
to
a
come
light
back to you at
blue.
the end.
Yeah, when you
with a
remember
bunch of-
something.
Coming back to you a lot, Jonty.
I know. Should have done my homework.
So apart from the obviously experiences, as the brand Supercar Driver has grown over the years, you've also got to partner and work with some other amazing brands as well. Obviously, you're partners with
just like
JBR, which are...
and I look back actually, it was 2016 we first met, started doing things. Yeah, so it's been long rooted.
Yeah, it's been a great partnership, and we're delighted to be involved with SCD. I think I will give the whizzing around the track in a Brabham BT62 miss. My stomach can't hold that again. Yeah, it was fantastic actually. It really was fantastic.
You were quite nervous beforehand.
I was, but David Brabham, who was driving, is an absolute gentleman.
He's a legend.
They're going 220 miles an hour, and I felt like he looked like he was just Sunday driving. Yeah. Very, very stately, and I'm literally...
You've got a GoPro in your face.
Gritting it. Like, see the video, my face. All my friends still watch that and just call me laughing their heads off. It was really funny.
I've got one of those videos.
But it was super good. So that was a good moment for me. We trying to pick out good moments, but I need to have more good moments.
This is why you need to, like say, get a car.
Like driving a pista on a tour. I think we need to. It'd be good for the partnership.
It is, and it's just great to meet people and get to know them over the course of a week, and it's that whole social side which is what we talk about.
We have found like a lot of groups of friends have just formed at some of these, either at just the same events that they'll all turn up to, or if not, then on the tours. There was a group that formed on this the Devon Dash Tour a few years back. They were from all around the south mainly. Then they'd all start meeting up when they weren't on our events and doing their own little things, and then they'd come on tours together, and then they merged with some people that did the Scotland tour, and this group's just got massive.
So you could just do one tour a year for this group if you want, couldn't you?
Yeah,
easily. It's cool.
But coming back to the partnership, the reason why I love the partnership with Supercar Driver is I think from a concept of kind of an enthusiasts club, whatever you want to call it. Community, that's the word. And I was missing it so much. Thank you. Enthusiasts community. I think the members are pretty much represent what JBR Capital is all about, and the types of customers, the types of cars. So we cross over in such a unique and fantastic way.
Yeah, we are really well aligned.
I think you bring to life what we're trying to fund and the passion for our customers. So,
without a doubt, and that's something again we've said in the past that we have stimulated that whole market of people, without doubt, of people wanting to buy more cars, and because you've suddenly got that reason. Previously, previously there probably wasn't, and
the
we've met a lot of people.
Surrounding it and experiences and
they will change the car because of us, which is brilliant. I know someone they joined up, they got an R8. They did a few things with us, then they changed that for a 488 and a GT3. Then they weren't happy with that, so then they got rid of both of those to buy a Pista. Yeah, and there's lots of those, and you did a 296 video recently on a 296 GTB, and a member bought a 296, going, "I really trust your review," and bought it off the back of that. I've spoken to about 5 people since that video that are all thinking about 296, and they just want an extra.
So we've definitely got some influence there.
I think customers or people just find SCD, or they come to a secret meet, and we bring lots of guests. Thank you. As part of it, and quite a lot of guests. And everyone comes over with such a huge buzz, and I think people go away thinking, "Oh, finally I found a home where people understand me, understand what I'm about and what I'm enthusiastic about." And other places don't quite get it; it's a bit hit and miss. But I think you've absolutely nailed it.
Yeah,
well, I think it's just been that kind of like that honest start. We're only doing what we're doing because we love it. Like the business has always come second, the money's always come second. It's always just about the passion.
Well, I don't think there's any question doubting your passion and enthusiasm, because I mean, we're sitting in the office.
Yeah, we are. So the office is cool.
There's no pista here, though.
It's a bit different to my bedroom. Back in the
was it your bedroom?
Yeah, it's my bedroom. It was actually about as big as. Actually, it wasn't my bedroom. Sorry, it was an office, and it was about as big as these 2 tables. And
I can remember coming round for a meeting, and I had to just stand behind his office chair like that.
Genuinely, yeah.
We'll start somewhere.
Yeah, that was it for a good few years. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
So when did this come
we didn't
about?
even get an office till 2016, and we had one of these little sort of segments of the office, but directly above.
Okay.
Yeah. And we suddenly we need to be grown up here. We need to go to work, because there was, like you said,
it was also because I'd started and I couldn't fit in that little room.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
But do you think you've actually grown up though? Because it's actually
no,
can't
definitely
really,
not.
can
No,
you?
but just needed to go to work. This is
like the dream come true.
It is, 100%, and it's the dream job without doubt.
Yeah.
if you've asked me what would be, and it's what we were saying about trying to just do something you love first. So we just want to be around the cars. That was kind of like the ambition is just what can we do to just be around cars every day? And it was like, let's organise some events, but never thought it'd be an actual job, right? So that's
And
why.
how many events are you running now, or part of?
Oh my God.
Yeah, there's about 150.
Yeah, about 150 this year. Yeah.
Poor James has pulled out wheels.
Yeah, yeah, he is. Yeah, so 150. So it's not just tours. It's drives. It's the breakfast meets. It's visits. Secret meet, and there's a few special events like that, which again you guys are always very supportive of. The winter ball.
Yeah.
We're doing something at Goodwood in September. Secret meet in July. And there's sort of the big events, but there's so much, and there's people's private collections, or there's visits, and
It's
sorry.
Is there a big mouse up there?
Yeah, it's just someone rattling around. Yeah.
It's pretty much anything that you can think of that involves a supercar. We'll try and do it.
Yeah. So what events this year are you really looking forward to?
I mean, Secret Meet's always.
Secret Meet will be epic.
Insane.
We're actually involved as well with this event called British Racing Greats, and it's a private. Well, it could be open to the public, but it's a celebration of all the best British racing computer games. And like Microsoft are the title sponsor, so Forza are the title sponsor, and there's Toka touring cars, and there's Sega Rally, and there's all these. Every game has a garage, and they're all bringing the cars from that. Again, we're involved in that. We're running it, but it's a charity event for a couple of really cool charities. And that's at Donington on the 1st of June. So I'm quite looking forward to that as well. That'd be cool. Because we all grew up playing those computer games, and now this is kind of
Need for
like
Speed
like real life Forza.
I was terrible at them though. I used to run off the side of the track. Yeah, I don't think my driving's improved time.
You're definitely Matt Reading then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Well, listen, guys, it has been an absolute pleasure to talk to you. Thank you so much for hosting us.
I haven't gone back to Jonty yet.
Well, no, okay, Jonty.
All right.
Give me some.
You got any memories for the last 10 years?
It was driving the F40LM at Donington.
That was.
There's no better in that.
No, it did look like that was, and that is a good enough reason to stand me up and leave me standing on my own.
Exactly. It was worth getting into trouble for on that day.
Excellent.
You're a brave man.
Do you want to touch on this office a bit more quickly, or should we just?
We can do.
Just go back to my bedroom.
Oh, that's got to stay in.
Sorry.
Oh.
It's usually me that says inappropriate things.
Well, guys, thank you so much for hosting us today. It has been an absolute pleasure. Darren has lost it. We'll see you next time.